It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word.
We on a mission and that's bringing y'all the truth. You know the problem, but we get into the root. The devil watching, yeah, he always on pursuit. But Jesus is our rock, so we shall not be moved. We on a winning team, so we can't lose. We say facts, cause we hitting y'all with proof. Started from the bottom, now we standing on the roof. As God as our witness, we gon' make it to the moon. When you want the truth, the world be hiding it. This the real word, we providing it. We got Acee, BK, Truth, Rick Star, and we plan to make a movie like it's Pixar. We came a long way from the plantation. We just tryna save your souls from damnation. So if you down with the message, tune in every week. It will lead you to the message that you seek.
It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word. It's the real word.
Welcome to the Real Word Season 7, Episode 3. Shout out to everybody who's been watching. Shout out to everybody who's been supporting. Shout out to everybody that has helped us to get this far so far. We thank you all that have been supporting. Shout out to everybody that follows us on Instagram. That's at The Real Word Ministries Inc. on Instagram. At The Real Word Ministries Inc. on Instagram. That's The Real Word TV on YouTube. One word, The Real Word TV on YouTube. The Real Word Ministries on Facebook. That's The Real Word Ministries on Facebook, or www.facebook.com/The Real Word 7. That's The Real Word 7, like Mike Vick. You can also check us out on Spotify, Soundcloud, Pandora, and Apple Podcasts at The Real Word Podcast. Also on the Brick Network every Tuesday and Thursday, 3 times a day, twice a week. We here with my co-host. Introduce yourself, gentlemen.
You already know it's the one and only AI in the building. Add me on Instagram, Acee Irving 11. If it ain't no 11, it ain't me. Or at my business page, Zero Enterprise with a 0 at the end. You know, I got a lot of things dropping very soon. Stay tuned.
I got questions.
Alright. We got the OG in the building, BK True.
You know, back from honeymoon.
He came back from rapping. He was on tour.
He said he was real tired, but we thought he was retired, but he's back.
We was in Vegas. He was in Australia.
I was in Vegas too.
Why is he called OG?
What do you mean?
It's because he been a there since day one on the block.
He's the original.
Yeah, you know, let's introduce the guests. They got questions.
Alright, we got a very familiar face in the house. Everybody in the club getting tips. We also got an OG in the building, the real OG in the building for the very first time. The OG's OG.
Get straight to it. You gonna get to the point with this man.
Introduce yourself, brother.
Yeah, man. My name is David Hall, and that's my son over there, Kimmel Hall. I'm staying with him. I'm so happy, you know. And so, my first time experiencing something like this, because you know I'm on a prayer line that I do testifying, because I have some. You know, I'm getting ready to make my own podcast too, so coming soon. I have on YouTube right now, Recovering Adulterer. You know, I have that site. Just started it, so I put out a couple of things, deleted. It was too deep, too heavy. So, you know, but I'm coming to you from the spiritual realm, you know? Peace.
Appreciate it. So shout out to everybody that's been supporting. Shout out to everybody that has helped us to get this far so far. So we're going to dive right into it. You said a lot of things. You said that you want to start your own podcast, and you also do a prayer line. Yeah. And you said that that it's about a recovering adulterer. Explain that.
You just going to put me right on the spot out. Been married for 36 years, and I think maybe 28 of those years I committed adultery on my wife and cheated on my children, and
I do not know any of this.
Yeah. And so the only reason why I stopped, because I ended up with in 2012 with stage 4 aggressive prostate cancer. Yeah, and Cancer Treatment of America gave me till 2013 to live because I didn't do the radiation and the chemo.
Wow.
So in order for the Father to heal me, I had to put aside a lot of things that I was doing, because I had baby mama on the side for over 25 years. You know, and so for the Father to heal me, I had to make amends. I had to cut all those ties and everything. You feel me? So you know, and so once I did that, I began to change my lifestyle. Of course, cut out meat, womanizing, and that's the hardest one. And you know, I'm keeping it real, and no milk, no cheese, and just basically I moved to Jamaica. Because I'm just up here for my son's wedding that, you know, to pass, and I'm just hanging out a little bit to help my daughter get herself situated. And I'm going to go back home to Jamaica, you know?
New grandpa.
Yeah, and I just became a grandfather. That's right.
So clap it up to both. Congratulations to Kimmel.
Yeah, I'm an uncle. And I'm waiting for Kimmel to make me another, you know, grandfather. I think that should have happened on the honeymoon, so we were waiting to see.
Pressure.
Drinking a lot of water.
I told him, lean to the left, son.
Bring them kids to Jamaica.
So yeah, you know, so that's basically, you know, without going too deep. And my wife stuck with me all these years. Yeah, she stuck with me all these years and forgave me, and you know, but while I was doing all these things, you know, I was holding it down in the home, and I was taking care of her and my children. But nonetheless, you know, my children went astray because of all of that. So anybody who's out there living that undercover life, gonna catch up with you.
For sure.
Gonna catch up with you, caught up with me, and you know, I'm paying the price. So people might ask me, so what happened? Where's the cancer now? I have no idea, man. I did struggle with it a lot. Couldn't pee for an hour and a half. I would stand up trying to pee, can't pee.
Wow.
I was feeling the pain in my spine. My nuts were sensitive, couldn't walk. So I've been through a lot with it. But moving to Jamaica and just begin to, you know, that's why I believe in God. I grew up in church, but I really never really give no homage to God, like, you know, because I was just doing my thing. Because one of my weakness was I love me some woman. Love me, can I say this? Punani.
It's the real word. That's how boom
So that captivate me, and so I thought I was in control, but that was in control of me. You know, and now those things don't entice me no more. You know, every now I full up my eyes sometimes, because you can't help but full up your eyes like filling up your stomach with food. Yeah,
forbidden fruit.
You know, but I don't indulge. I don't yearn, because, you know, I gave my life to the Father now. So I'm underneath different government.
Wow.
When I was following Satan, I was one of his good disciples. I was faithful to Satan. I ain't gonna lie, because with following Satan, you don't have to have a conscience.
Of course.
You know, there's no conscience, and I don't have to give an account for anything. I can do anything. I don't care who's hurt.
That's a powerful message.
You know what I'm saying? But once you follow God, now I have to give an account for my behavior, my actions. So, you know, that's where I'm at. You know, I'm not going to dive too much unless you want to ask questions. But and yet, after a while, me and the baby mama, we get along just fine now, because my wife and I, we stayed at her house.
Oh.
Yeah, and me and my wife stayed at Kimmel mom's house.
You a true OG.
Yeah. You know, because no matter how bad I was, I didn't treat them bad. I didn't put my hand on them.
Yes.
You know, and I took care of them, and I loved them in my own way. I loved them, but, you know, love me, myself, some first. You know, my favorite song used to be Whitney Houston when she said, the greatest love of all is to love yourself. But the word of God teach that the greatest love is when a man laid down his life for his brother. That's a greater love. That's the ultimate love.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? It's easy to love self and to be selfish. You know? So, and that's why I'm still alive. The Father, you know, when I talk to the Father like I'm talking to you. I don't kneel down like, oh, you see they do in church and clasp my hands and Holy Father. I said, Father, you know, I messed up.
That's the true version.
I messed up.
Come into your
that way that we pray, that's the Eurocentric way that we've been taught by the white folks and
the corporate way.
But your father is just like me and a dad talking. My son don't have to kneel down to me when he's talking to me. He looked me in my eye and said, Dad, you know, I got an issue. I said, what is it, son? And so the Bible teaches you, if you study it right, the Bible teaches you when you come to it, you say, come boldly. Not come timidly, you know, come boldly. And so I'm honoring the Father in the way that I approach him, like I would just give you respect. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to speak to you in any way. So that's how I approach my Father. And I said, Father, I messed up. You made woman. You didn't stop at man. And you see that, from the beginning of time, woman has the power to start a war. Mm-hmm. Woman make the strongest man, Lord, lose his life.
Cleopatra.
You know what I'm saying? Samson was the strongest man, and everybody wanted his secret, and the only person who could get it from him was a woman.
Delilah.
David the king, he sent his number one soldier to die because of, a woman.
A lust.
You know what I'm saying? So a woman is powerful. You got to give them their respect.
I gave them their respect.
You know what I'm saying? But if we are to follow principle, women have their place and men have their place. A man and a woman is equal as human being, but we're not equal in our responsibility and who we are.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Here's where a lot of people are probably going, if they're able to call you now. I don't believe in that if a man ride a horse or a bull, a woman should ride a horse. Or everything a man does, a woman is doing it.
That's what America wants.
That's out of order. That's not in order. The Bible don't teach that.
So what about some of the women? They're arguing about that toxic masculinity, about how men, basically a lot of women feel like they're oppressed. And I guess that could go back to the women's suffrage movement, where the white women got the black women to leave civil rights and join their movement. And then it's like they turned them against them. Nowadays we see how majority of women now make more than men, because a lot of women go to school while the men end up in jail. So it's like it's a big unbalance. But now we got the whole conversation of the high value man, Kevin Samuels and those other guys talking about it, the guys that could provide, the guys that make $100K maybe or whatever they want, the ones that could fly them out, take them on trips and buy them bags. So it's like we all getting fed these misrepresentations of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, because if that's what the woman is looking for, then that's what she gonna get. I used to make over 100,000 too. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't just an OG back in the day. I had a beautiful job. I had a company vehicle. I was flying in and out of state. I was a field service engineer working on medical instrument. And yet I remained so simple. You know what I'm saying? And so, money don't make the man. The man ought to be, it's principle. It's all about principle. Love, matter of fact, a woman can't love like a man. That's why a man will kill.
That's a fact.
A woman cannot love like a man. And everything I said is Bible based, because the Father didn't tell a woman to love your husband as I have loved the church. The Father told the man, love your wife as I have loved the church. That's a guardian type of love. And even if you don't know God or believe in God, the instinct in a man that was put in him, if you married and you don't know God and somebody break into the house, is it the woman going to tell you, get on in the bed with the children, let me go check who this is? No. The instinct of the man is to protect the woman. That's his love, is to guard her, shield and hide them and go check. So, the instinct of him is to push her out of the way, or, and he get hit. That haven't changed no matter what.
I want to add to that. Yeah. Even just logically, if you don't want to be religious, because I know a lot of the children now are growing up, I would say atheists or whatever. They don't want to believe in religion. But logically, a woman creates babies, in terms of they reproduce. Why would you let someone who can continue the world be at risk? It just makes sense that, we should be the shield. They are the They are the gifts in terms of they can continue your legacy. You can't continue without them. Yeah. So it just makes sense logically that
women are nurturers.
You should not let them be a shield.
That's right.
Majority of these women today are psychologically corrupt.
Why you say that?
Because we got TV now.
Society is true.
We got this TV, so it's like, we supposed to do all of that, but a lot of these women are psychologically corrupt. So it's like, you're basically telling me you're going to take this girl that's psychologically corrupt and do all those things that the Bible says for her, when damn well, like, she's just going 9 out of 10. Make sure your pockets is empty, bro, or dead or in jail because you body somebody. But guess what? She gonna be sleeping with the next man the next day.
Here is what I got to say about that. I believe that we are the man. In my experience, we're the man who just messed up, who just screwed up, and we dropped the ball. You know what I'm saying? Because
That's a fact.
if you love a woman the right way, the principal way, that woman won't cheat on you. She won't leave you. And loving her, meaning that not about feeling, providing for her, being there for her, nurturing her, caring for her. You know what I'm saying? And because love is still the most powerful thing exists. But yet, not TV love, not movie love. I'm talking about real love. That we men are so selfish now. We're running down the money and all of this here, you know, and we want, and we try to control the woman. You know what I'm saying? And in marriage, there's no, because let me tell you, most of my marriage, if my wife, I wish my wife was here, I control her. Every woman I ever been with, I control them because that's all I knew coming up, you know what I'm saying? And that's how I test their love for me. Because, you know, in the beginning when I'm dating a woman, you know, and, you know, I don't let a woman say nigga to me. I don't let her talk any and how to me back then. So the moment I say, you need to step, I end it really quick. You know what I'm saying? The problem with y'all guys now, even in joke, you're letting your girlfriend say, oh, nigga, please, or mother this, or please. That's disrespect, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't talk to her like that, so I'm not going to allow her. And it's whatever you allow her to get away with, that's what she going, you know? Because you got to teach her how you want to be treated. And vice versa, she got to teach you how she want to be treated.
That's true.
And so there has to be some boundaries. Otherwise, naturally, we men are just narcissists. We control, you know?
That power could get to your head.
And so, you know,
You're right about the boundaries.
yeah, you got to set boundaries from the beginning. Because I've seen where young guys mess up with their girls, right? Even in joking and playing, tickling, and like, nigga, mother, but you know, don't curse at me. What do you mean you cursing at me, you know? And, you know, and I don't criticize no one for cursing. I don't curse. Because I can express myself without cursing. I get in fight at Wingate Park. That's where I grew up, and guys are cursing at me, and I never utter a word. And by the time I say a few words, they say, you talk too much, because I'm sticking them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I'm just saying my piece.
It's timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so he had 2 words. I said, man, you only curse because you don't have no idea what to say. You know, you're short of vocabularies, you know?
That's true.
But overall, back to the woman, man, we got to take back our rightful place. And for that to happen, you know, for them to do we got to do what we got to do first. Because a woman only submit to true affection. Think about it this way. I ain't going to talk to her. When you first meet her, you do all these nice things to get. That's what she's submitting to, you know.
Yeah,
first, she's submitting. You got her attention first with your swag or your lyrics. But then to bring her to that point, you start taking her out, you start paying her attention, and, you know, and that's what she's falling for.
You're feeding her, you know.
You feed it, that's right, son.
You're feeding her.
Boy, that's
I'm listening to you
my
talk. That's my pops.
I'm in my son's house, and I'm telling you, he got his shit. Can I say shit? He got his shit together. You know what I'm saying? So, he's gonna have to go through something because it's a woman. Well, let me tell you now, you're married to a woman, you're gonna have to go through some, just like rocky road.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but when you hold it down the right way, you overcome it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you do it the right way and just.
I have a weird thought about why, you know, God brought women in the sense of, you know, Adam was bored. I feel like Adam was like, you know, I need like we all know, Adam needed a companion. So the rocky road that women bring is technically a good thing for man, because we are very systematic. You know, we have to be, you know, rules. We govern. We kind of push out the rules for people and our children and so on. Keep everything organized. I think that's what man's job is, to keep it organized. And even that, you know, doing something over and over and over can become boring. I feel like the woman rocky roads, it comes at a good time to teach us something, or, you know, to reinforce something within us. I always feel like there's a positive to the rocky road a woman gives. It just determines in how you take it, how you want to perceive it. You know, some people, I feel like a lot of people don't have the patience now to, you know, try to go through the trials and tribulations of whatever a woman is saying. They just think they're complaining for nothing. But I feel like there's always a deeper meaning. I feel like they always have like a deeper message that they're trying to give, or, you know, a lesson that the Lord is telling them to give you. And I feel like it just takes patience, or, you know, it just takes, you know, a willingness to understand, or like you say, to submit to just listen, you know, to not fight, just listen for a second. And
Nah, I disagree, son. I ain't don't tell the women them out there we want them to give us a rock and roll. I buy a car, I want the car to drive good. I want to have no problem.
Yeah.
I'm in a marriage or relationship. I don't want no rock and roll.
Yeah, I want no rock and roll either. I know what he doing.
it's gonna come. You can't stop it.
You know,
It comes once a month.
when you come,
If I'm taking care of you, that road shouldn't be rocky. That's what I've
you know what I'm
been saying.
saying? But overall, women just want to be loved.
Yeah.
Women just want to be loved. They want to be taken care of, and they want a real man. You know, and a real man is not somebody with money. A real man is somebody who just responsible and somebody who has a plan going forward with something. Not somebody who just have a nice ride and come and hang out, you know, which I used to do, you know. You know, I don't wish I was someone sleep at tonight, you know, I'm bored, you know, and so forth. So, you know, and I always have back in the day, I always have at least minimum 3 to 4 women, you know. So I, you know, if you give me attitude, I step and go somewhere else, you know, and then on your birthday, I'm gonna break up with you just before your birthday because I don't want to buy on Christmas. I'm breaking up. I don't break up. I'm just picking a fight, so I don't have to buy you.
I'm a sweetheart.
I'm a sweetheart.
Guys.
Yeah, that's how it was.
So yeah, like
He's great.
You're not gonna share those stories what you used to?
like you some saint, bro. Look at all them biceps, or you get problems.
I think in life we all go through our ups and downs. We all go through our different challenges, the different ways that we grow up. You know, like. And I feel like that's one of the good things about this platform. Like we could all come around this table and talk as men and talk about the different things, different generations of us, you know. And I made this video recently of me and Kimmel and all the other people that we grew up with, and we was like how much we've grown since then to now. It's been like what, 20 years already?
Oh, after the video when we used to club to get into weddings.
Yeah, so it's been a hell of a ride, man. Like this thing called life, and it teaches you a lot, especially like when you grow and then you go through different type of experiences.
Definitely thankful for us not being in a worse position. You know, I feel like we could have went down some wrong roads, but you know, family and you know principles we was taught that we stuck by. You know, even though I feel like. It's kind of like a dog leaving the house, and you know, we just went out there. We was just wild, you know. If it wasn't for those principles, like even when I was, you know, being a hot boy or whatever you want to call it with the women and so on, I always wanted to make sure the woman was good before when I left. You know, even if I was gonna leave her off, I was like, I still want to make sure that you have improved from my presence.
That's a fact.
I don't want to leave you worse off. I don't want you to, you know, be like, I'm mad I ever met him. You could be mad what I've done, but I don't want you to overall feel like you're mad that you met me. I want to feel like, you know, if they had a goal they were going after, I want to encourage it. Even if I was only talking to her once a week, it'd be like, yeah, I'm going to come over or whatever, and be like, hey, what happened to that goal you was doing? You know, in my mind, I was still after the punana, you know, but at the end of the day, that was what I was feeding her. I was trying to feed her, you know, making sure that she was getting closer to her dream.
That's the better version of me, by the way. Never had that.
Him want to eat the box.
No.
Man, ain't nobody eat no box here.
That's the young generation. You know?
You know what? I know, because I know when I met you when I came in here. I can see that you don't brush your teeth, bro. You comb your teeth.
Oh, no. I am not that guy.
You open that door, man.
I didn't open that door.
Somebody give him a comb.
Yeah, man, but it's always good to see different generations together. You know, we get to talk about then and now. Like, what do you think changed the most from when you was growing up to now?
Oh, man. woman running the show now, man. That's for sure.
Yo, I said the same thing, bro.
When I was growing up, a man know that
Wait,
he
you said
was
you
a
like
man.
It look good.
Yeah.
Wait, he said he like it. He like.
I like see boss like bossed up women. I like that. It looks sexy
Yeah.
to me.
But you want the woman bossing you?
Not bossing me, but I like
but that don't make no sense, bro. You like to see a boss. She gonna have to boss somebody.
She gonna boss you, bro.
Who she gonna be with?
It depends on if you work for them or you work for yourself. It depends on you. That depends on you. That don't depend on no woman.
What about in your relationship? You like a bossy woman?
Nah, me personally, nah.
Yeah.
Especially
that's
for
not what
me,
I'm
like,
saying. I'm just saying I like
if
bossy.
if I'm in a relationship.
So what is your definition of a boss woman? What is it that you're seeing that
That's a
that
good
makes
question,
you think that they're that you
That like they got their priorities straight, and they have a nice head on their shoulders. They got a vision of what they want to do in life, and they trying to execute it every day.
Well, what is the nice head on their shoulders?
Like you know they not trying to be ratchet 24/7.
Okay,
like they be ratchet maybe once on every Saturday. You know what I'm saying?
But
they like on a day to day they trying to like
I'm old school, man. What ratchet mean? Forget me. I don't know. I
No,
understand some of
no,
y'all
no,
language.
You talk about go out,
party,
get drunk and stuff.
Some girls be doing that for 24/7.
Well, back in my time, man, we party.
That's a fact. Nah, ain't
Stinger
nothing wrong with
Lounge
that.
and Underground in Manhattan. You know, it was partying back in my day. You know, we used to have block party. All that changed now. You know, I used to be able to drive around without.
There was less
I
guns.
block parties though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
Block party used to be
Those
nice,
used to be
man.
fun.
block
What?
parties was more, family.
Yeah, they turn on the fire hydrant, block off, then party music, everything, But these things are gone now. I used to be able to drive around with no registration, no insurance, run red lights. They got cameras everywhere now. So there is a big difference.
You're always watched now.
Yeah.
It's not by the phone, and I feel like it's actually making the young people timid to actually even move.
It's all about control.
Yeah,
America.
they're not dumb, but it's like they're oblivious to it. They just do it, and then they just get caught.
America's about controlling it right now.
Oh no, that's just
It is always been like that.
No, it's not always been like. It's more so now. You see it more now.
Yeah, big
You
brother's
see it
watching.
more now. I wanted to touch on women. Just shout out, let them know when a woman is starting to date a guy. Before you get serious, get to know the guy. How do you get to know the guy? You gotta spend time with the guy with his mom, because any guy that don't respect his mom or respect his sister, don't think you're gonna get it, no matter how good he's treating you. That's exactly I always say after the Google stage pass. When you get a baby, you're like Google gaga, and the baby starting to walk, then baby starts saying nah. You're nice to the baby, but once the baby start growing up, they change, and it's the same thing in a relationship. But a guy that has good, strong principle, good foundation, who love his mom, love his sister, and very loving and kind to them, because when I was growing up, the reason why I was a cheater is because my daddy was a cheater, my daddy was a cheater, hell, my mom was a hoe, and so it's in the family. When I was small, my mom would walk over past me, and we waited on the step when she go in and do her thing with the man, come back out, and then we go in and sleep. So that's how I grew up. When I was 70 years old, this girl was losing her virginity in the bed beside me. This was in Jamaica, of course. So when the guy left, my little ting go bing bing, and so from small, I learned that sex is just about doing it. Sex wasn't related to any form of intimacy as far as loving and caring and what. It's just about like dogs.
It was like a drug.
It's just jumping and humping, and you're done. You know what I'm saying? And so through cancer, and I always testify on a prayer line that it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because it opened my eyes. Because when I realized I was going to die, I started to see the world differently. I started to take a look at my life. Because when you're young and have health, there ain't nothing happen with you. Trust me.
You're invincible.
Yeah, you're invincible. You're drinking, a party, and but let them tell you that you're going to die in a week. Your outlook is different. You want to make peace. Yo, bro, I'm sorry for offending, if somebody come at you, man, you just want to live in peace right now. You know what I'm saying? And so
no smoke.
That's where I am in my walk right now. I just, and I learned to respect women now. My wife upstairs is the best from 2012 to now is the best my marriage has ever been. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in divorce. And apparently I believe in cheating, but in the past, but I don't believe in divorce, and I don't believe a man should cheat on his wife. And you know the thing about it, when I was living that life, there was no one in my life to make me give an account. No one was encouraging me, said, bro, what you're doing is wrong, man. You're cheating, you're messing up your home. No, everybody was patting me in the back, because my name is David. So they're like, yo, you just like David in the Bible, man. Yo, my nigga, yo. I was like you, man. You know, so, and her family, the girl family accepted me. My family accepted her, you know. And she buy presents for my children, and you know, so it was one big happy family, you know what I'm saying? And then me, the reason why I couldn't let her go, she was treating me better than my wife. I was getting my pedicure, manicure, my facial.
It's your side chick.
Yeah. Wow. Well, the side chick always gonna treat you better than, you know, because it's the forbidden fruit. Even with you, son, when you're married, after a while, you go somewhere, you're gonna find another girl more attractive than your wife. Why? Because it's forbidden. But the moment you hit it once or twice, you're like, you know what I'm saying? The guilt only happened after, you know, you're done. Yeah.
As soon as I come,
I've been with an ugly girl before. She was so ugly you wouldn't, but when that nature rise, and she's the only one around, all of a sudden she look half decent. The moment you're done and she want to afterplay, you turn her like, oh damn. You know what I'm saying?
Top the girl.
Yeah, a lot of guys out there experience that.
Yeah.
You know, we just want that gratification. We got to release.
Instant.
You know what I'm saying? And she trying to turn you, but no, keep the light off. I don't want to look at you, you know?
Yeah.
And so, because, you know, but when you love somebody, though, after that moment over, you know, you want to still touch and caress and, you know?
Still be with
But when if you're with your girl right now and after that done and you don't want to caress and touch, hey, you know, you ain't into her like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's real talk right there.
That's real.
So I want to encourage girls to investigate the man, because otherwise, you know, don't curse nobody for what you end up with, because you never took no time to investigate. You know what I'm saying? They can't sentence you until they investigate and find the crime against you, or, you know, evidence, you know. And so you got to look for evidence of, is he a good man or is he a selfish man or whatever. And he can never hide it when he's with his family.
That mom thing is powerful.
One way I can tell, if I meet your girl, and I want to know if you guys have a good relationship, all I got to say to her is, man, I wish I was half the man your man is, baby. She said, be careful what you wish for. You don't want that. You know, girls always going to let you know. You know what I'm saying? And so that's one way. There's many, you know, things you can just throw out there to know if their relationship is good. And I used to just go after that. And that's how I can just interfere with a relationship, because I realize she ain't in. Many girls are with their guy simply because it just, you know, it's just to pass the time. Ain't nothing better out there for her right now. Or it's winter, she just needs somebody to cozy up to. He needs somebody to cozy up to, or, you know, he helps with the rent, or all kind of reason except for the real reason. I love him. And I want to spend the rest of my life with him.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think there's still real love nowadays?
Oh, yes.
Why you say that?
Oh, get my wife down there and look in her eyes. The moment she look at me, after 36 years.
No, I'm talking about amongst the younger people, this generation.
Man, that's hard. That's hard, because what they call love now is feelings. You know, if he look good in his pants, if he got a nice haircut, he smell good and all of that there. Just like guys, a girl look fine. The moment she have that baby and have stretch mark and can't get rid of that gut, all of a sudden he don't find her that attractive no more.
All of a sudden the love is fake.
You know what I'm saying? Then this younger one comes along like, damn, tight buns, breast standing up and sagging.
Let me tell you, a tight bun.
Because, you know, we are hunters.
Yeah.
It's an instinct. We are hunting. And we ain't hunting for no old meat. We want that fresh meat.
Good.
The only way you're going to stay with a woman is love. Bottom line. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't say the only, because a lot of guys are still with their girl, not because of love, because their trap is, it is true, it's easier, it's cheaper to keep her. Because you get a divorce, you ain't getting nothing, bro. You going to have to pay.
That's what they say.
And she knows it too. She knows it too. Oh, you want to leave? Okay. I ain't leaving. This is my house. Even though you bought it, this is my house. America, the system told her this is her house.
That's why you gotta move out.
Yeah, you got to get your butt out of that house. And when you get out, you better still pay the mortgage while her new boyfriend move in.
Damn,
And there's nothing you can do about it.
that's a nightmare, right?
That's why a lot of in Jamaica,
Dude, that happens.
in Jamaica,
OJ.
a lot of guys kill the girl and kill the guy.
Yo,
OJ.
That happened a lot in Jamaica.
that happened recently.
Yeah. That happened a lot in Jamaica. Guys are very possessive and obsessive over the woman.
Yeah.
But I say, we have to talk to my girl. He will deal with the girl and he will deal with you. You know?
You said make sure both of y'all done.
Yeah.
Ain't no evidence left on the table.
I always tell my wife, if I come home and I see a guy on top of her, tell her that for years ago, and I don't see she's struggling and fighting and they happening, I ain't gonna kill no nigga for her and go to no jail. And then she go pick up another man. You know, and you know, I ain't gonna lose it like that. Well, that's where I am. You know, I'm only gonna kill for a woman who's been raped.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Don't go in and about, you know, you're mad and kill the woman, you know, you end up in jail or the man still go about himself and have, you know?
Yes.
If you got raped, I'll kill for you.
But then when you in the moment, when you, that's why I call it crimes of passion. Because, you know, sometimes when you in the moment and your emotions get the best of you, you never know what you might do. Especially when
that's true, but I know that I ain't gonna kill nobody.
Some things that you got principles, you know.
There's a difference between rape and you go in and you hear your wife going, I'm like, you know?
And she's enjoying it.
You know what they do?
You know what
they
I'm
tell you, man.
you know?
If a man's able to get your girl, it's either two things. She was raped.
Or she wasn't your girl. You were just holding on to her till the owner came.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me only your
Or girl, you just couldn't put it down right.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of times, sometimes you just have to do with that. If you can't lay it down right and you just a quickie, you know what I'm saying? Because every man in here experienced a quickie moment. You know, you don't intend to, but I experienced quite a few. I'm just tired. I was tired, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the girl can only tolerate that, but for so long.
Yeah.
Because here's where the pressure is on the man. Always the man. Why is it that the man have to be the one do all the work and you know, make sure that she has an orgasm? What about you know? So I told the girl, I said, listen.
It's easier for a guy to let off than for a girl.
Yeah. But it's a good woman know how to control it too. You know? Because the woman lay on her back and having her, she just ride and, you know, whatever, you know, but it's a team thing, man. It's a communication. Because before I never used to talk. I'm quiet. I'm doing my thing, you know, I'm focused.
This is the real.
You know, and but after a while, you realize, you know, what really turns a woman on is while you're doing, you talk to them.
Yeah.
You know, even if you got the littlest, you say, man, this is the biggest one you ever had. Just talk to you. Because women love talk.
Yeah.
What do you know it? But if you're shy, you ain't going to do it. And if she's shy, she ain't going to do it. And that's what limit the intimacy and takes away from it. It robs it. And the only thing they end up doing is like two dogs. Just hump. And it'd be like a race, like Usain Bolt. Whoever reach first, hey, that's the winner.
It be like that sometimes.
I have a question though. What does a guy need to love a woman? Because we was talking about earlier, what does a woman need in terms of how does she look for love, or what does a guy need to fall in love with a woman?
You're going to say from 3 generations perspective.
Yeah. So y'all go first?
Nah, y'all go first.
I can go because that's when you say what does a guy need?
Your time, what do they need?
Yeah, it's not. I don't want to say what the guy need is, you know, for him to love a woman or for a woman to love him.
For him to love the woman, because what does the woman need? What do you for you in terms of?
A lot of time it has to do with the way you were brought up. No matter what you see and whatever, we all grow up with certain curse, man. Because you know, if our foreparents did not know how to teach us how to love. A lot of us even learn how to have sex just by TV or watching a damn dog or something. You know what I'm saying? We weren't taught. You know? That's why they call it doggy style, man. You know, because what you think they look at, you know? and so...
you mimic nature.
Yeah, so a lot of us, we don't know. Like the first time I had an orgasm, I was just slow dancing and something happened. I didn't even know that it was called sperm. I'm telling you the truth. I was in my like 15 years old. I didn't even know. The person was whining on me and I'm enjoying. I said, damn, that wine gets... I started whining hard. Next thing I know, I'm wet. You know? So a lot of us don't know. The first time and sometimes.
So basically you had a kid at 15?
Huh? No. You know, so you know, it's experience that taught me. And it was a woman that taught me, because I was, you know, I get on it as soon as I'm going fast. She said, hey, slow down. So she grabbed my head and slowing me down. I'm like, and I'm getting mad. Because that ain't what I see. That ain't what I see on TV or I see, you know, I'm seeing humping. Ain't nobody taking slow. I want to kiss finger. I said, what the hell is that? You know? You know, all I see is that. And put it in that and work. Yeah. Well, love making has nothing to do with that. And I don't expect the younger generation to understand that or to receive that, because it took me years. I can just lie in the bed and have intimacy with my wife without penetration, and it's one of the most beautiful things. But that now requires love, genuine love that I'm at peace. And this love is a peaceful type of love that I can't see myself without this woman. You know what I'm saying? If she dies, like a part of me die and stuff like that, you know. And so love is something. When people say I love at first sight, there ain't no such thing, man. Horniness at first sight, yeah, whatever. To love you is to know you, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's to spend time with you and say, damn, you all right, man. I'm beginning to, you know, feel you. And I say, all right. It's just the same thing with a woman. That's why you go on dates. You spend time with her. And I encourage guy and I encourage women, test each other. If you go and pass a month, it's time to test her. And how you test her, you provoke her. Because if she's starting like, nigga, mother, then yo, you need to run like hell. Because that's a woman have no standard, no principle. Because a woman ought to be able to tell you all, but still remain her, self-esteem and hold her, you know, with certain respect herself, and don't disrespect the brother. You know what I'm saying? And two women now calling brothers niggas and mother this, and you know, and the moment they get into an argument and saying all these things to the man, I hate that. I tell guys, don't accept that, because if you're getting that from the beginning of your relationship, you marry her, it ain't gonna get better.
That's a fact.
It ain't gonna get better, because the signs are always there.
That too.
The signs are there, and guys and girls ignore them and still get married. And marriages, there's so much divorce now, is unbelievable. It could have been avoided if you just pay attention. You're dating a girl, but in order to win a girl, man, you got to present yourself as a true man. You know, a man that's going somewhere, a man that, you know, that she sees as hardworking, taking care of, you know, a business. You know what I'm saying? A woman love a strong man. You know what I'm saying? But then a lot of these girls know that whether you're working or they just love a man that dress nice. Nice swag, latest shoes, nice cars, whatever. So they standard, and it's not their fault. It's what they see growing up, is what their parents taught them. Is what their father taught. Their father was never there. They
take that for money.
Yeah.
They take that for power.
And so it's hard now with this generation. And then young people now has been taught that it's okay to be gay. Because before, in the past, to be gay, you had to be molested. Now it ain't like that now, because a gay, two men adopting children, growing up the child loving, my two daddies good to me. And let me tell you something, ain't nobody nicer than a gay guy. And that's how they get you. There ain't nobody nicer than the gay guy. Because if you break down one night and you know a gay guy, and you call all your friends, man, it's late, man, you call the gay guy, I'm right there, he show up.
He waiting for your weakest moment.
And that's how the girls them get each other, and that's how they get, you know what I'm saying? But yet, ain't nobody more violent than a gay guy. He get mad and he start telling you, and you can't win an argument with a gay guy. Back in the day, me and my boys them. Yo, shout out to Billy, Hayden, Steve, you know. We used to go into the village. You remember the village back in the day?
Oh,
we're talking about in the 86, 87, 88. We used to go beat them. You know, we used to go
chase them.
chase the homosexual them out, you know. And I'm telling you, man, back then, you know, and so nowadays, he's like, you can't do anything like that. Gays have more rights than you.
Oh, I was just about to say that.
I can go on the TV and I said, I hate the president, I would kill that president. Ain't nobody coming after me. Go on TV and say that about a gay.
Look at the baby.
The baby, like,
how dare you go on TV and say that about it? You lose your job, you lose your everything.
There's an audience now that the baby, he lost a lot of his concerts that he was supposed to do.
They just took him off another festival.
The 6th one.
What did he do?
He basically he's against gays.
He was at the
he was on the stage and he basically
he was like
dissing the gays.
Yeah, He said stuff like, if you got AIDS, if you got this and that.
If you got AIDS from perform fellatio on other men.
Get out of here.
But ain't that freedom of speech?
It is though.
Okay, well, not anymore.
Well, that freedom cost him a lot.
Yeah. A lot of money and
Like that's the point. Like, what's the point of freedom of speech then if you can't even implement it?
You can't.
One of the biggest
That's what
superstar in Jamaica, Buju Banton, he was growing large, getting large.
And then he lost.
Remember those songs he was singing about gays? Boom, boy, and I'm a yeah, and they set him up, and he had to spend time in jail. When he came out, he apologizing to all the gays, because he won, because he lose a lot of money.
Yeah, so he like,
so I'm telling you,
my money back.
gays are some powerful dude because they're in Congress, they're everywhere. Everywhere you can, they're in the Pope system. Popes are gays. Don't go. That's why I'm telling you. Don't go kneel down praying. Catholic church.
All right. I think we get off topic because we talking about what we think love is.
We don't want the show to get
My bad. We apologize.
It's like you're gone too far.
I love people, man. I love people.
It's your like. Be all I have
Everyone
to say.
entitled to their.
You know what? You know how I'm gonna clear it up now. I'm gonna clear it up.
How you gonna do that?
I got a son who is a gay.
Oh wow.
And I love him to death.
How you know he was gay?
He said.
Or how you know
He said it, man. He said it. He was molested, and he never came to me because I used to sing those songs. So he was afraid to come to me and tell me that they raped him in school.
Well, it was a Catholic school, you said?
No.
This is in Jamaica?
No, in America, man.
Oh,
I grew up here in America before I moved. Yeah, and this was in Florida.
How'd you feel when he told you that? Were you upset?
As a father, yeah. Well, I suspect he was,
Why?
because he was very girlish. He talked, and it just. Fathers can tell. I told the mom that when he was very young, and the mom fought against me until he came and told, and he gave us the hardest time. They suspended him nonstop out of school, and he's one of the nicest sons, nicer than Kimmel. But yet
sweet.
The one that was under hard.
Wow.
Stop. Yes, it was one of the hardest things to deal with. It really was hard because I'm never going to be a grandfather. He's never going to bless me as a grandfather because that's one thing.
He might. You never know.
Not the right way, man.
No, you never know.
He might change.
He might change. It's never too late.
Well, that's true. That's true. I take that back. I was rebuked by that. I received that. It's absolutely because you know why? Because he does want to change. He does acknowledge that this is not of God. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, because of him, I've grown to love gay people. I just don't love what they do, what they become. But they're still human beings just like me. And the Father in heaven love them. The Father just hate the act.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
We love you.
So I just want to clear that up, We got off a little on whatever, but And then I got lesbians in my family too. In the bloodline that, so it's there. Every family probably have a little of it in there, whether you know it or not. But the whole point is that, man, I just wanted, my challenge to that is simply that, I grew up just learning simplicity, male, female. You put them together and you create a generation. Male, you can't create nothing there. Female, you can't create nothing there. And I'll leave it like that.
That's it.
Just like that.
Just for nature's sake, at least.
Yes.
So, what's love to you?
I mean, love for me, it's really like him. How you say it? It can't be materialistic, because if it's materialistic, once all those materials is gone, the love is gone.
Yes.
It basically got to be something that's not materialistic. If it's not materialistic, it's going to last long. If it's materialistic, especially like how he said it, it all depends on how you approach them at first. If you want some materialistic thing, that's all they're going to expect. So basically the beginning stage is basically the most pivotal stage, because that's where you'll tolerate most of this stuff, because like how you say, because you're trying to get the punani. So basically, for me, I wouldn't want a girl that's not really materialistic. You can have material, there's nothing wrong with it, but you just can't love it more than the person. So yeah, I would like to pick a non-materialistic girl. She gotta have a personality too. Like, you gotta make me laugh. All the other stuff, you know. Don't do the yes chick every day. Like, I don't like those type of girls. Like, you would never make it to wifey status. Once I hear you say that one time, it's like, no. I already know what type you are, and I don't want that. So, and then on top of that, yeah, like, you gotta know how to cook. You gotta be good with the kids. I personally would not want a wife where she's comfortable with people smoking around my kids, cause, you know, like, they're kids. You feel me? I see a lot of this generation today, like, they allow smoking around kids. Like, if I see that as a sign, well, like, while we messing around, we ain't never gonna have no kids, bro.
Can you smoke?
I mean, nah, I don't smoke no more, but I used to. But I'm saying, like, personally, I used to smoke, but I used to smoke, bro. I have a little sister. I have a little sister, right? Yeah, when I used to smoke. I would smoke, but I would never, like, be around her with, like, smelling like weed and stuff. I always make sure, you know, I sprayed up. So I smell good, because I don't want my little sister growing up and she mad young to grow up like, yeah, I'm smoke weed at a young age. I don't want her to think like that. So that's why I wouldn't do that. But, you know, I don't smoke weed no more, so I don't have to worry about that problem. Yeah.
I want to just clarify something though. I want to encourage it. When a guy meet a girl, it's not so much what he's looking for. You have to create that atmosphere, and you create it based on what you bring into the table. If you're looking and going to see what she brings to the table and what you bring in, no. You got to bring, because you got to set it off. You're the one who got to create the atmosphere, and you got to let her know what you're expecting. But, you know, she's going to only change based on what you're delivering, what you bring into the table. Because the Bible teaches us, you know, is what we're the one who's supposed to go looking and bringing the gift, bringing the setting to the woman. And then she will observe if she sees that something that she love and, you know, and a good man, and then she will adapt. And that's how she's going to grow with it. So if you don't have nothing to offer and you're looking to see what she got to offer, that's already failed right off the get. Mm-hmm. We got to bring it to them. Yeah. That's God create us to be the one to be the provider. So we got to be. So if you have a home or you have an apartment, you have a job or whatever, that makes a world of a difference to a woman.
Yeah. I think the word provider is kind of different in today's generation.
No, because the Bible says I'm God and I change not. It's still the same, and a woman still love. Even though if she have, a woman always admire a man, even if she have more than you, that you still willing, that you got some pride about yourself, that you know, that you know, a hard working. Yes. Even if you're bringing in 10 times lower than what she brings, she see that you're hard working, and that you're not dependent on what she has. Yes. She loves that. You know what I'm saying? Even and she respect a man like that.
Oh no, that's what.
So we got to still be the man. We got to still represent. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And lastly, when you say you smoke, or some people they don't really bring it around their children. Listen. A child don't go by what you tell them. A child go by what they see. Mm-hmm. Actions speak louder than words. So even if, no matter how much you spray, you know, people spray up their car and I go in it, but I still smell the weed in it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's, you know, and it's like me telling, hey, don't smoke. Hey, this ain't good for your child. But the child seen that I'm just relaxing.
Even if they don't see you smoke, they just see your personality. They get, it's an energy.
Don't gotta worry about that no more. Okay, little sis.
So what about you, Jake Quan? What's love to you?
What's love? Just genuine energy, like. And it goes both ways, vice versa. It's not a 60-40.
Is it 50-50?
50-50. Like, yeah, the love goes both ways. It's not one person loving the other person more than the other. Mm-hmm. Just straight, genuine, raw, authentic.
Mm-hmm. Come out.
She could be materialistic.
Materialistic? Because to be honest, everybody, we human beings, we all could be materialistic at times where we want to, but like, all the time.
Nobody should do anything too much.
Yeah, like because
Nah, I'm not saying you.
anything you abuse is a drug. You know, like if you do it too much, it's a drug. It's bad for you. Water, anything. If you do it too much, so like
overindulge.
Yeah.
Love for me?
Man, what is love for you?
Yeah, OG.
Oh. I've learned in my observation of love is strangely enough is some of these things right here. I feel you gotta be honest. Love starts with, the more honest you are in the relationship, I feel the more love can grow in the relationship. We all start off, with the lyrics, sometimes the lyrics are exaggerated or even could be just straight lies. But I feel the more honest you are with the woman, the more the relationship just starts to, become more loving. Everybody wants somebody where they can just honestly be themselves with. Even if you're a player, you want to be a player with your woman, and you want her to receive that. And if she's, in today's society, especially with the younger kids, the women are going to start off, I feel, not all of them, but most of them probably going to start off ratchet, and you need to be honest with her and let her know that you're not okay with the ratchetness, or, but you don't want to come off judgmental. You still want to be humble. I feel that's another thing you need to, even fall in love with somebody is, you want somebody who can make you, feel okay being humble, or, you don't want to have an ego in your relationship. For me, peace is a major key. I grew up with my mom who was, I felt like, always at war due to her job, school safety, and I always felt the need to, I had to have my own inner peace, and I wanted to, let her know that whatever she was stressing about wasn't that stressing, or it wasn't that much, but she was always, my dad knows, she's a handful, and it was due to her life, her stressful job, I feel. If I had to say it, love is just, it takes time. It's patience, love is peace, patience, honesty. So it's a lot of things that come from, just a lot of times I feel like the way you love God, or the way that's the first way you learn how to love. God is somebody that I don't feel anybody sees. Nobody sees God, but it's like you have to be humble with God. You have to be honest with God. You have to be, you have to have some type of good energy, a spiritual energy with God. It starts there, and once you learn how to love God, then you can then learn how to love a woman, or if the vice versa. Because no ratchet woman is going to talk to God ratchet. No ghetto man is going to, talk to God ghetto. So that's how you find love, I feel, personally at least. So
I received that.
Yeah.
I received that because without God, honesty don't work. Because if you're honest with a girl, if you're honest and say, listen, I meet a girl and I say, listen, I just want to hit it and quit it. I don't want no relationship. I'm being honest. You ain't going to get nowhere. But if you lie to her, say, man, you the best thing I ever seen. You begin a lying sweet talker, then you get some
lyrics.
Yeah. And so, but with God, Kimmel hit it really right on the nail to sum it up, because so honesty in the world don't work, but once you have the Father love, man, once you're in love with the Father and you give that type of love, because that type of love will hold no envy. That type of love ain't 50-50. You got to bring it 100%. That's the only way I disagree with you there, my brother, when you say got to be 50-50. You got to bring it 100%. And 50-50 don't really work in nothing.
No, you know what I'm saying? Like one person can't love, the other person more than the other.
Oh yes, you can. God loves us more than He said. For God so loved the world that He sent His only begotten Son, that whosoever believed in Him. And let me tell you something. When I came back to God after prostate cancer, I had to tell God the truth. You know what? The hardest thing I had to tell God? That I hate you. I had to tell God that I hate Him.
Damn.
Yeah. You know how God knew? God already knew that I hate Him. But me telling God that I hate Him, I had to acknowledge it first on myself. This is how you know when someone hates God. And this is how you know when you love the devil. Whenever you do everything contrary to what God wants you to do, that's because you hate Him. because God is calling you into a higher calling, and you don't want that. Satan is calling you down into the dungeon. You know what I'm saying? So we love Satan. You know, the reason why Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston and Barry White, all these, they die young, and Prince died. These people, they just die. It's because they made a deal with the devil. A lot of people don't understand that. You know, research why all these artists die so young. Look at the old school of them, like Smokey Robinson, Gladys Knight, when they used to make real songs with love. Prince song, that's all sexual and perverted. Michael Jackson grabbing himself, and and Whitney Houston doing drugs and all. They died because they sold their soul to the devil. And Whitney Houston selling her soul to the devil, the bargain was her daughter too. A year later, her daughter died the same way in a hotel, just like she died. Yeah, no water. These are real things, guys, So we are spirit being. And people make deal with the spirit. You know what I'm saying? And the spirit collect on his deal. Because when you make spirit, because listen, the world wonder after Michael Jackson. I don't know if you ever really study and look how girls are just fainting like he's a god.
Yeah, facts.
The man couldn't even accept his blackness. You know what I'm saying? Long hair and funny nose and all of that. And girls was worshiping him. A little moonwalk. He was no great dancer. You seen good dancer or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But people worship him. Prince, people worship him, wear tall heels because they make good songs. They make good songs, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? But these were songs given to them by the demon, because you can make deals with the demon. And so when you make deal with the demon, it's about self. My fans, my people, my this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they don't give a damn about the fans, them. You know? The normal person can't hold his damn baby out the window. Well, Michael Jackson was able to do all of that. The man didn't even want to have sex. A black man, which black man gonna get sperm and injecting some egg? No, I'm getting my baby the right way. So I'm saying it's messed up out there, guys. So God's way is the only right way that I've come to learn, and I tried all them other ways. Been with 2 girls at one time, 3 girls. I was out there, and I didn't care. I didn't care on my wife. My wife wouldn't see me sometime for a week or 2.
Damn.
That's right. Come home and but the bills, everything is paid. So I'm telling you, I was out there like that. And when I look back, I wish I had somebody in my life to tell me, yo, man, that ain't right. Because that ain't a man. I was less than a man. I was nobody. I was garbage. Even my children say, oh, no, you was a good daddy. What they consider a good daddy is because I paid the bills and they weren't out in the street. No, I was a lousy father. Kimmel, thank God you didn't grow up with me, son. I don't know what you're seeing the rest. You're one of the good ones. Thank God for that. You escaped.
Yeah. So to close out, I just want to say,
close out. We're just getting started, bro.
It's an hour show. So to close out, I'm gonna say what I feel love is. Love for me is trust. When you could have that foundation, you could start to build things together. Like me, I feel like I'm always going to stand on my own 2 feet. I'm always going to be able to bring something to the table. If the other side brings something to the table too, then that's a plus. Then we double whatever it is that we're doing. And I feel like that goes for any relationship, whatever it may be. I think trust, loyalty, those are things that go a long way. Yeah. And you gotta have someone in the house that's gonna hold it down when you're gone, especially when you're out there. Since back in the days when you out hunting, bringing in what you gotta bring in, whether you outside for a few minutes, a few hours, or a few days, knowing that you're gonna come back with that paper to take care of the crib, and hold it down. So that's good, because a woman is who turns a house into a home. She could bring that love, she could bring that passion, and it's full circle. So that's what it is to me.
She's a caretaker, man.
Exactly. So, yeah, man, I think we had a great conversation today, and I thank everybody for coming here.
I know, it went all script, it went wild, man.
The triple OG came in with
the it went wild.
The 10-time OG.
I told you.
I just came down to look at the setup. I didn't know.
That was the setup.
Part 2 coming soon.
Yeah, so we thank you all for coming out tonight. So we thank you all for watching. Shout out to everybody that watched us, that's watching online, that's watching on TV. Shout out to all you guys. Shout out to all my guests and my co-hosts for coming out. I'll let you close out with a prayer.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that.
The OG.
Oh, most kind of loving Father, I'm so grateful for this opportunity to tell of how good you are to me and where the darkness you have brought me out of. And I hope that, Father, you have used me to shed a light to these young men right here. I so appreciate them and this opportunity that they're giving me. And a special thank you for my son over there that's holding it down in his marriage, oh Father. I'm so proud. He's a better man than I was at his age in a relationship. And even though he might have his challenge, he's holding it down. And I just want to ask you to continue to encourage him and strengthen him and comfort him, oh Father. And for these young men who are looking for that special one, if they don't have it, they have it, Father, teach them how to prepare themselves and how to, go about it in the right way, in your way. Thank you for this podcast. And may, our Father, the viewers be edified. And may your name be glorified in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. So we thank you all for being here with us tonight. Shout out to y'all. Take care and good night. Craig gonna close us out.
See y'all next week.
Yeah, it's the real.
It's the real word.